The cryopod opened with a soft hiss. Cold air spilled out like morning fog. Inside, a woman's eyes fluttered open. Jisoo blinked, trying to focus. This was not the ship she remembered. This was not home. "It's awake," a deep voice said. Jisoo turned her head slowly. Pain shot through her stiff neck. Standing nearby was a tall, blue-skinned being. He had 6 fingers on each hand and wore a silver uniform. His face showed no emotion at all. "Where am I?" Jisoo asked. Her voice was rough from lack of use. "Where is everyone else?" The blue being tilted his head. "I am Captain Dai of the salvage ship Starfinder. You were in deep space, frozen, in a broken ship. You are the only one we found alive." Jisoo tried to sit up. Her body felt heavy, like it was made of stone. A machine next to her bed beeped softly. "How long?" she asked, fear growing inside her. "How long was I asleep?" Another being stepped forward. This one was shorter with green skin and 4 eyes. 300 years, by your Earth time. Your kind is thought to be gone." Jisoo's heart seemed to stop. 300 years. Everyone she knew was dead. Earth was gone. The colony ship must have failed after they went into cryosleep. "That's not possible," she whispered. Captain Dai made a gesture to someone behind him. "Suo, show her." A man with pale gray skin and silver eyes stepped forward. He held up a small device that projected a star map in the air. Jisoo recognized Earth's solar system, but a red mark crossed through where Earth should be. "The Great Collapse happened 200 years ago," Captain Dai said. His voice stayed flat, without any sadness. "The records say all humans died. Yet here you are." Jisoo felt tears forming in her eyes. She was the last one. The very last human in the universe. Suo stared at her face with great interest. "Captain, look at its eyes. They're leaking fluid." "Fascinating," Dai said, leaning closer. "The old records mentioned this. It's called crying, an emotional response." Jisoo wiped her tears away, surprised by their reaction. "Don't you cry? Don't you feel sad sometimes?" The crew looked at each other, confused by her question. "Advanced beings do not need emotions," said the green-skinned doctor named Hyun. "They were bred out of most species 10,000 years ago. They caused too many problems." Jisoo couldn't believe what she was hearing. A universe without feelings, without love or hope or even sadness. "What will happen to me now?" she asked. Captain Dai stood straight. "We will take you to the Central Council. They will decide what to do with the last human." That night, alone in the small room they gave her, Jisoo looked out at the stars. They seemed colder now, knowing what she knew. She touched the small locket around her neck. Inside was a picture of her family and a tiny data chip containing thousands of books, songs, and movies from Earth. They might think humanity was gone, but Jisoo knew better. She had carried the heart of her world with her through 3 centuries of cold sleep. If this universe had forgotten how to feel, then she would remind them. She closed her eyes and remembered an old song her mother used to sing. For the first time in 300 years, music filled a room in this corner of space. Down the hall, Captain Dai stopped walking. He heard the strange sounds coming from the human's room. For just a moment, something stirred inside him. Something old and forgotten. Something that felt almost like wonder. 5 days passed on the ship. Jisoo spent most of her time in the medical bay. Dr. Hyun ran many tests on her body and brain. The green-skinned doctor was always calm. He never smiled or frowned. "Your brain shows strange activity," Hyun said, looking at colorful images of Jisoo's brain. "These parts light up in ways I have not seen before." Jisoo looked at the screen. "Those are emotions. That's how humans think and feel at the same time." Hyun tilted his head. "Inefficient. Feelings cloud clear thought. But feelings give life meaning." Jisoo said, "Don't you ever feel happy or sad? Don't you ever laugh?" "Laugh?" Hyun asked, the word strange on his tongue. Jisoo told a simple joke her father once told her. Then she laughed to show him how. He unwashed her with wide eyes, like she was doing something amazing and dangerous at the same time. Later that day, Captain Dai came to see her. We reach Nexus Station tomorrow. The High Council is very interested in meeting you. What will they do with me? Jisoo asked. Study you, learn from you. You are a living piece of history. Jisoo shook her head. I'm not a museum piece. I'm a person. Dae looked confused. No one will hurt you. But you must understand. Humans are gone. You are the last one. That night, Jisoo couldn't sleep. She pulled out her locket and opened the tiny screen inside. It showed thousands of files, books, movies, songs from Earth. She picked an old movie and watched it. It was a simple love story. When it ended, Jisoo wiped tears from her eyes. She didn't know someone was watching her. Suho, the first officer, stood in the doorway. What is that water from your eyes? Does it hurt? Jisoo jumped, surprised. They're tears. And no, it doesn't hurt. Not in the way you think. Why do it then? He asked. Because the movie was beautiful. Sometimes we cry when something touches our hearts. Suho came closer. Show me. Jisoo hesitated, then played the movie again. Suho watched without blinking. His face stayed blank the whole time. When it ended, he said nothing for a long moment. I don't understand it, he finally said. They made bad choices because of feelings. Yes, Jisoo said, but that's what made their love real. That's what made it matter. Suho stood up to leave, but stopped at the door. What is it like? To feel so much. Jisoo thought about it. It's like being fully alive. The good and the bad all mixed together. The next morning, the ship arrived at Nexus Station. It was huge, bigger than any city Jisoo had ever seen. It floated in space like a metal flower, with long arms stretching outward. As they prepared to dock, Jisoo saw Captain Dot watching her. Did Suho tell you about last night? She asked. Dae nodded. He did. He said you showed him something called a movie. He has been acting strangely since. Is he in trouble? No, but be careful. Jisoo. Feelings spread like a sickness. That is why they were removed from our people long ago. Jisoo looked out at the massive station. You say that like feelings are dangerous. They are, Dae said quietly. They start wars. They break logic. They also create beauty, Jisoo said. They make life worth living. As the ship docked, Dae said something that surprised her. Last night, after hearing about your movie, I tried to make my face do what you call a smile. I couldn't, but for a moment, I wanted to. Jisoo smiled at him. That's a start, Captain. That's a start. Nexus Station was full of strange beings from all over the galaxy. Tall ones, short ones, some with many arms, others with no arms at all. They all stared at Jisoo as guards led her through the wide halls. None of them showed any emotion on their faces. Why do they all look at me that way? Jisoo asked. You are the last human, said her guide, a young man named Jun. He had pale blue skin and silver hair. Most have only seen humans in old records. The central council chamber was a huge room with seats rising up on all sides. In the middle was a small platform where Jisoo had to stand. 50 council members looked down at her. The leader rose from his seat. He wasn't solid like the others. His body looked like bright energy held in the shape of a person. His name was Min. The human will now be scanned, Min said in a flat voice. A beam of light passed over Jisoo from head to toe. Pictures of her body and brain appeared on big screens around the room. Interesting, said a woman with 4 arms. The emotion centers of its brain are very active. It is not an it. I am a person, Jisoo said. She felt anger rising. My name is Jisoo. The council members looked at each other. They seemed surprised that she spoke up. The human will be placed in the living archives. Min said. It will be studied and preserved. No, Jisoo said firmly. I won't be locked away like some rare animal. I have rights. Min's energy form flickered slightly. Rights are given to citizens. You are the last of a dead species. Jisoo felt tears of anger and sadness fill her eyes. The council members leaned forward, fascinated by this display of emotion. You want to know about humans? About Earth? Jisoo asked. Then I'll show you. Before anyone could stop her, Jisoo began to sing. It was an old Earth song about a lost home and the hope of return. Her voice filled the huge chamber. It wasn't perfect, but it was full of feeling. The council went completely silent. Some members shifted in their seats. Others stared with wide eyes. No one in that room had heard singing with emotion for thousands of years. When Jisoo finished, the silence continued. Then one council member, a small female with green skin, spoke. I felt something when she sang. Something strange. Another member nodded. I too experienced an unusual response. Min's energy form dimmed slightly. This proves the danger. The human affects our brain chemistry. It must be contained. Min ordered the guards to take Jisoo to a special room until they decided what to do with her. As they led her away, she noticed some council members still watching her with new interest in their eyes. In her new room, which was nice but clearly a prison, Jun brought her food. Your singing was interesting, he said. I had never heard anything like it. Haven't you ever heard music before? Jisoo asked. We have precise sound patterns for relaxation, Jun explained, but nothing with feeling in it. Jisoo looked at him closely. And what did you think? Jun looked around to make sure no one else could hear. It made my chest feel tight. My heart rate increased. It was not unpleasant. He seemed confused by his own words. Before leaving, he stopped at the door. The council is afraid of you, he said, not of what you might do, but of what you might make us remember. Remember what? Jisoo asked. What we were before we became so perfect. Jun's voice was barely a whisper now. Some say we lost something important when we removed emotions, but such talk is not allowed. He left quickly, but his words gave Jisoo hope. Maybe she wasn't as alone as she thought. Maybe somewhere deep inside these beings, feelings were just waiting to be awakened again. That night, Jisoo made a plan. If they wanted to study her, she would let them. But she would study them too, and she would remind them of what they had forgotten. For 7 days, Jisoo stayed in her room on Nexus Station. Different council members came to ask her questions. They wanted to know about Earth, about humans, and about emotions. Jisoo answered them all, but she could tell they still saw her as a strange animal to study. On the 8th day, Jun came to her room late at night. Wake up, he whispered. We must go now. Jisoo sat up quickly. Go where? There is no time to explain, Jun said. He looked nervous, which surprised Jisoo. He was showing more emotion than before. The council has voted. Tomorrow they will put you to sleep and keep you in a museum. Forever. Jisoo grabbed her locket. I won't let them do that. I know. That's why we're leaving. Jun handed her a small bag. Put these clothes on. They will help you blend in. 5 minutes later, they were walking through empty halls. Jun used his hand to open doors that were supposed to be locked. They reached a small ship dock where a round silver ship waited. Can you fly this? Jisoo asked. Yes, I borrowed it from a friend. Jun started pressing buttons. My friend does not know I borrowed it. Jisoo almost smiled at his small joke. They were in space before any alarm sounded. Jun pushed the ship to go very fast, and soon Nexus Station was just a small dot behind them. Where are we going? Jisoo asked. To a place called Sanctuary, Jun said. I heard about it in secret talks. I never thought it was real until I met you. He showed her a map on a screen. It's a hidden world where people like you live. People like me. You mean humans. Not just humans. People who still have emotions. People who refuse to change. Jum's eyes looked brighter now. The council says they don't exist, but they do. The trip took 3 days. They had to hide twice when bigger ships came near. Finally, they'd reached a small green and blue planet. It didn't look special, but Jun seemed excited. There it is, Sanctuary. They landed in a field of tall grass. No one was there to meet them. Jisoo felt worried. Are you sure this is the right place? Before Jun could answer, 20 people stepped out from the trees. They carried simple weapons and looked ready to fight. Jisoo was shocked to see their faces showed clear emotions. Some looked angry, others looked afraid. A woman with dark hair stepped forward. She had the same blue skin as Jun, but her eyes were different. They were full of life. Who are you, and why are you here? She asked. Jun bowed his head. I am Jun from Nexus Station. I bring a human who needs protection. The woman's eyes went wide. She stared at Jisoo. A human. That's not possible. They all died out. Not all of us, Jisoo said. I was asleep for 300 years, in a thing called a cryopod. The woman came closer. Jisoo was shocked to see tears in her eyes. Real tears, just like a human would cry. My name is Sunme, the woman said. My great-great-grandmother was human. We thought we were the last ones with human blood. She reached out slowly and touched Jisoo's face. We've been waiting for someone like you for so long. Sunme led them to a village hidden in a valley. Jisoo couldn't believe her eyes. People were laughing. Children were playing. Music filled the air. It was nothing like the cold, perfect world of Nexus Station. How is this possible? Jisoo asked. I thought emotions were gone from the galaxy. Not gone, Sunme said. Just hiding. There are more of us than the council knows. People who remember that life needs feeling to be worth living. That night, the village had a feast to welcome Jisoo. For the first time since waking up in this new world, she didn't feel alone. These people weren't exactly human, but they understood what it meant to feel joy and pain and love. As the stars came out, Jisoo touched her locket. She now knew why she had survived. She had carried the heart of humanity with her through time. And now she could share it with a world that desperately needed to remember how to feel. Jisoo spent a month in the village on Sanctuary. She learned that the people there came from many worlds. Some were part human. Others were beings who had kept their emotions when the rest of their kind gave them up. All of them lived in secret, afraid the council would find them. Our numbers get smaller each year, Sunme told Jisoo as they walked through the village one morning. Young people leave. Some forget how to feel deeply. We are losing what makes us special. Jisoo thought about this problem. That night, she opened her locket and showed Sunme what was inside. This holds thousands of books, songs, and movies from Earth, she explained. It has stories about love, courage, sadness, and joy. It's like a library of human feelings. Sunme's eyes grew wide. This could save us. Our children need to learn what real emotions are. The next day, they set up a big screen in the village center. Jisoo played an old movie about a family who faced hard times but stayed together. When it ended, many people had tears in their eyes. Some laughed. Some hugged each other. An old man approached Jisoo. I haven't felt so much in years, he said, his voice shaking. It's like you woke up something sleeping inside me. Over the next weeks, Jisoo shared more movies, books, and songs. The village changed. People smiled more. They made their own music. Children wrote stories. The whole place felt more alive. One day, a small ship landed near the village. Everyone was afraid until they saw Captain Dai step out. He had come alone. How did you find us? Jisoo asked. I followed Jun's trail, Dai said. His face still showed no emotion, but his voice seemed different. The council is looking for you both. They say you are dangerous. Are you here to take us back? June asked, standing close to Jisoo. Dae looked around at the village. No, I came to warn you. The council has named emotional expression a sickness. They plan to stop it from spreading. They can't stop feelings. Jisoo said, feelings are part of being alive. That night, the village leaders met to talk about what to do. Some wanted to hide better. Others wanted to leave sanctuary and find a new home. Jisoo had a different idea. What if we stop hiding? She asked. What if we share our feelings with the whole galaxy? Everyone looked at her like she was crazy. The council controls all communication, Sunmai said. They would block any message we send. Not all communication, Jisoo said with a smile. Earth had very old, simple ways to send messages through space, ways the council might think are too old to watch. Jisoo and Jun worked with the village's tech expert, a man named Q. They built a simple radio transmitter, like the ones used on Earth hundreds of years ago. The council's advanced systems would not look for such old technology. What will we send? Q asked when the transmitter was ready. Everything, Jisoo said. She held up her locket. Music, stories, poems, all the things that make people feel. They aimed the transmitter at the stars and began sending. First, they sent simple songs, then stories, then parts of movies. They sent them to every planet, moon, and space station they could reach. Will anyone hear them? Jun asked. I don't know, Jisoo admitted. But if even a few people hear our messages, they might remember what it's like to feel. And they might share it with others. For weeks, they heard nothing back. Then one day, a message came in on the old radio. It was short and simple. We hear you. We feel it too. We are not alone. More messages followed from all over the galaxy. Some were confused. Some were excited. All of them showed the same thing. Feelings were waking up across the stars. It's working, Sunmai said, her eyes bright with hope. You're teaching the galaxy to feel again. Jisoo smiled, but she also felt worried. The council would not let this happen without a fight, and she knew that fight was coming soon. The Central Council called an emergency meeting. Reports were coming in from all over the galaxy. People were acting strangely. Workers stopped their jobs to watch sunsets. Students wrote poems instead of studying science. Some people even cried for no clear reason. Council leader Min's energy form flickered with unusual patterns. This emotional outbreak started 3 weeks ago. Our scientists say it comes from old Earth transmissions. From Sanctuary, said a tall council member. From the human and her friends. Min's voice was cold. This must be stopped. Emotions are a danger to our perfect society. Send the fleet to Sanctuary. End this problem at its source. On Sanctuary, Jisoo and her friends kept sending their messages. More people joined them each day. Ships arrived bringing beings who wanted to feel again. The village grew into a small city. One morning, Jung rushed to find Jisoo. A message just came in, he said, his face showing worry. The council has sent 20 warships to stop us. They will be here in 3 days. The people of Sanctuary were afraid. Many wanted to run away and hide. Others wanted to fight, though they knew they would lose against the council's powerful ships. Jisoo called everyone together in the village center. We can't run, and we can't win a fight, she said. But I have another idea. She turned to Q, the tech expert. Can we make our transmitter much stronger? Strong enough to reach the council's fleet directly. Q thought for a moment. Yes, but what good will that do? They already want to destroy us. Jisoo smiled. They want to destroy us because they fear emotions, but they've never really felt them. What if we could make them feel, just for a moment? For 2 days and nights, everyone worked together. They built a huge new transmitter on top of the highest hill. Jisoo searched through her locket for the most powerful stories, songs, and images from Earth. This won't be like our other messages, she told Sunmai. This will be stronger. It will be aimed directly at the brain centers that feel emotions. Is that possible? Sun Mai asked. Humans did something like it long ago, Jisoo said. We called it art. On the third day, the council's fleet appeared in the sky above Sanctuary. 20 huge ships, each carrying weapons that could destroy the whole colony. Jisoo stood by the transmitter with June and Sun Mai at her side. Are you ready? She asked. They nodded. Jisoo pressed her hand to the screen of her locket. Then let's remind them what it means to be alive. She activated the transmitter. It sent a special signal directly to the ships above. This wasn't just music or stories. It was pure emotion. Memories of love, pain, joy, and hope from thousands of human lives. On the lead warship, Weapons Officer Tai prepared to fire on the colony below. Suddenly, he felt something wet on his face. He touched his cheek and looked at his fingers. Tears. He was crying for the first time in his life. Around him, other crew members had strange looks on their faces. Some smiled. Some cried. Some just stared in wonder. What is happening to us? The ship's captain asked. Her voice shook with feelings she had never known before. On every ship in the fleet, the same thing happened. Officers and crew felt emotions flood through them. Some fell to their knees. Others laughed or cried out. Not one of them reached for their weapons. Back on Sanctuary, Jisoo watched the ships above. They should have attacked by now, but they just hung in the sky, not moving. Is it working? June asked. Before Jisoo could answer, a message came through on their radio. It was from the fleet captain. We feel it, the voice said, sounding confused but alive in a new way. We cannot. We will not destroy you. We need to understand what is happening to us. Jisoo smiled at her friends. They're waking up, she said, just like we hoped they would. But even as they celebrated, Jisoo knew this was just the beginning. The council would not give up so easily. The real fight for the galaxy's heart was just starting. The warships stayed in the sky above Sanctuary for 3 days. They did not attack. Instead, the fleet captain, a woman named Kang, came down to the surface to talk. She brought 20 officers with her. All of them looked confused but curious. What have you done to us? Captain Kang asked Jisoo. Her voice shook slightly. My crew cannot sleep. They talk about strange things. They feel. I helped you remember what was taken from you long ago, Jisoo said. The ability to experience life fully. Kang frowned. The council says emotions are a disease that you are spreading. Is that what you believe? Jisoo asked. Now that you've felt them yourself. Kang looked away. I don't know what to believe anymore. But I know I cannot destroy this place. While the fleet stayed at Sanctuary, news spread across the galaxy. More ships arrived every day. Some came to see the human. Others came because they had heard the broadcasts and wanted to feel more. But not all the news was good. June received reports from friends on other worlds. There is trouble on many planets, he told Jisoo. People are feeling strong emotions for the first time. Some are afraid. Some are angry. There have been fights. Change is never easy, Jisoo said, but it's necessary. 1 week after the fleet arrived, a small ship landed in the center of the colony. Out stepped Council Leader Min. His energy form seemed less bright than before, as if he was struggling to keep his shape. You have caused chaos, Min said to Jisoo when they met. Planets are in disorder. People refuse to work. The system we built over thousands of years is breaking down. Your perfect system was empty, Jisoo said. People lived without really being alive. Min's form flickered. We removed emotions because they caused suffering. Wars, hate, pain. Have you thought about that? You bring back joy, but you also bring back all the darkness. Jisoo had not expected this argument. She thought for a moment. You're right, she said finally. Emotions can hurt, but that's the price of being truly alive. Without the dark, we can't see the light. Min studied her. The council wants me to destroy this colony, to end your influence. Jisoo stood tall. Will you? Before Min could answer, Captain Kang stepped forward. You will have to destroy my fleet first, she said. Her hand shook, but her voice was firm. I have felt what the human offers. I will not go back to the empty life. Min looked surprised. You would betray the council, everything we built. We would improve it, Kang said. Make it whole again. That night, Min walked alone through the colony. He watched children play. He listened to music. He saw couples holding hands. All things that had not existed in the perfect worlds of the council for thousands of years. In the morning, Min came to Jisoo's home. I dreamed last night, he said. I have not dreamed since I was very young, before my emotional centers were removed. What did you dream about? Jisoo asked. Water, blue water like the oceans of ancient worlds. I was swimming, and I was not afraid. Min's energy form glowed brighter. It was beautiful. That's how life should be, Jisoo said, full of beauty and dreams. Min nodded slowly. I cannot destroy this place, but the council will send others. He paused. Unless we change the council itself. Jisoo smiled. How do we do that? The same way you changed the fleet, Min said. We make them feel again. Together, they made a new plan. They would go to Nexus Station and broadcast Jisoo's emotional messages directly to the Central Council. It would be dangerous. Many council members would fight against it. But if it worked, the whole galaxy could change. As they prepared to leave, Sunmai hugged Jisoo tightly. You really are teaching the stars to feel again, she said, just like the old stories said humans once did. Jisoo looked up at the night sky, where stars shone like distant hopes. We still have a long way to go, she said, but we've made a good start. 5 years passed since Jisoo and Min went to Nexus Station. Their plan had worked, but not without problems. The day they broadcast Jisoo's emotional messages to the Central Council was now called the Awakening Day across the galaxy. Jisoo stood on a balcony of the new council hall. She looked out at the city below. So much had changed. People walked together, talking and laughing. Music played in the parks. Artists painted in the streets. It's hard to believe this is the same place, said a voice behind her. Jisoo turned to see Jun. He smiled at her, a real smile that reached his eyes. In the 5 years since they first met, he had learned to express his feelings well. The old council would not recognize it. Jisoo agreed. The old Central Council had fallen apart on Awakening Day. Some members had embraced their emotions right away. Others had been afraid and angry. A few had tried to fight against the change. But in the end, most had accepted the new way of living. Are you ready for the meeting? Jun asked. The new council is waiting. Jisoo nodded. Together, they walked to the big round room where the new Galactic Council met. It had 50 members, just like the old one, but these members came from all kinds of worlds. Some were from places like Sanctuary, where emotions had never been lost. Others were from the old emotionless worlds, now learning to feel again. Min was there, his energy form glowing with warm colors that showed his feelings. Next to him sat Sunmai and Captain Kang. We are here to vote on the new path forward, Min said when everyone was ready. Jisoo, will you speak first? Jisoo stood up. 5 years ago, she had been scared to speak to the council. Now she was calm and sure. For thousands of years, this galaxy tried to live without emotions, she said. You thought feelings were dangerous and messy. You were right. They are. But they are also what make life worth living. She looked around the room. In the 5 years since the awakening, we have seen both good and bad. Some worlds have had trouble as people learn to handle strong feelings. Others have found new joy. Now we must find balance. The council voted that day on a new plan. They would not force anyone to have emotions who did not want them. But no one would be stopped from feeling if they chose to. Children would learn both logic and emotional wisdom in schools. Art and science would work together. After the meeting, Jisoo walked in the gardens with Min. "Not everyone is happy with our new way," he said. "Some worlds have separated themselves. They say they want to stay pure and emotionless. That is their choice," Jisoo said. "We can't force people to feel. And some blame you for the pain they now feel," Min added. "Heartbreak, loss, fear, these are hard things to learn late in life." Jisoo nodded. "I know. I sometimes wonder if I did the right thing." Min's form glowed brighter. "Yesterday I heard a child laugh for the first time in 500 years on my homeworld. Last week, I saw love between two people who once only saw each other as useful partners. Yes, there is pain. But there is so much more now." That night, Jisoo met with her closest friends for dinner. Jun, Sunmi, Captain Kang, and Min all sat around a table filled with food. They talked and laughed, and even argued a little. It was messy and real. "Do you miss Earth?" Sunmi asked Jisoo. Jisoo thought about it. "I miss what Earth was supposed to be, but I never really knew it. It was dying when I was born." "You have given us what Earth gave the galaxy long ago," Min said. "The gift of feeling alive." Jisoo smiled at her strange family. Beings from different worlds, all learning to feel together. She had come from a lost world, but she had found a new one. And though the journey was not over, for the first time she felt truly at home among the stars. 20 years had passed since Jisoo first woke up in this strange new galaxy. Her dark hair now had streaks of silver. Lines marked the corners of her eyes when she smiled, which was often these days. Today was special. Jisoo stood at the entrance of a huge building shaped like a sphere. It was the New Earth Memorial, built on the exact spot where Captain Dai had found her frozen ship so many years ago. "Are you ready?" Jun asked. He held her hand tightly. They had been partners for 15 years now. Jisoo took a deep breath and nodded. "Yes. Let's go in." Inside, the memorial was filled with people from all over the galaxy. Some had blue skin like Jun. Others had green skin like Dr. Hyun. There were tall ones and short ones. Some looked almost human. All of them smiled and bowed as Jisoo walked by. The main hall was huge. In the center floated a perfect copy of Earth, glowing blue and green and white. It slowly turned, showing oceans and lands that no longer existed in real space. "It's beautiful," Jisoo whispered, "just like the pictures in my history books." Sunmi joined them, walking with the help of a cane now. "The children are waiting for you in the story room," she said. Jisoo followed her friend to a round room with soft seats. 30 children sat on the floor, their faces showing excitement. They came from 20 different worlds, but all of them had come to learn about Earth. "It's the human," one small blue child whispered loudly. "The one from the lost world." Jisoo smiled and sat in the big chair in the center. "Hello, children. Would you like to hear a story about Earth?" "Yes," they all shouted. Jisoo closed her eyes for a moment. Then she began. Earth was a small planet around a yellow star. It had blue oceans and green forests and tall mountains. The people there laughed and cried and loved and fought, just like people do now across the galaxy. She told them about rainforests and deserts, about snow and sunshine. She told them about the animals that once lived there, and the cities humans had built. The children listened with wide eyes, feeling the wonder of a world none of them had ever seen. When the story was done, the children asked questions. They always did. "Did you really see Earth?" asked a small girl with 4 arms. "No," Jisoo said honestly. "Earth was already dying when I was born. I only knew it from stories, just like you." "Then how did you know what to teach us about feelings?" asked a boy with scales instead of skin. Jisoo touched her old locket, which still hung around her neck after all these years. "Because humans saved their heart in their stories and songs. I carried those with me through time." That evening, The memorial had a big celebration. Important people from all over the galaxy came to honor Earth's memory. Min was there, his energy form now showing beautiful colors that changed with his feelings. Captain Da came too, older but still standing tall. Captain Kang, now a council leader, made a speech. 20 years ago, we thought emotions were a weakness. Jisoo showed us they are our greatest strength. She came from a lost world, but she helped us find ourselves. Later, Jisoo stood alone looking at the Earth display. She felt someone beside her and turned to see a young woman with mixed features, part human, part like June. "My name is Hannah," the young woman said. "I study at the New Earth Culture School. I wanted to thank you. Your work made my life possible." Jisoo realized Hannah must be part of the new generation, children born to parents who had rediscovered love through Jisoo's teachings. That night, Jisoo stood with June on the observation deck. They watched the stars shine in the darkness. "Earth is truly gone," Jisoo said softly, "but it's not forgotten. Because of you," June said. "You carried its heart across time." Jisoo smiled, feeling both joy and sadness, the full range of emotions that made life real. She had come from a lost world, but she had found a new one. And she had taught the stars how to feel again. "Not just me," she said, looking at the millions of stars above. "All of us together. The galaxy would never be perfect. There would always be problems and pain alongside joy and wonder, but it was alive again in all the ways that mattered. And that was enough."